Patch 14.15 has arrived, so let's break down 3 champions for every single role that are extremely powerful for the current meta. And did you know mastering your champion will boost your win rate by a massive 9% on average? That's why at SkillCapped we offer Smurf commentaries. Simply select the champion you want to master and get guides from challenger experts teaching you how to play your champion in the exact rank you're stuck in. You're even guaranteed to have all your questions answered by that very same challenger expert. After that, take one of our 5 brand new courses that teach you the secrets to carrying as a top laner, jungler, mid laner, AD carry, and support. It doesn't stop there. We have new Season 14 courses on macro, wave control, trading, setting, and hotkeys, CSing, vision, mechanics, low elo mistakes, the list goes on. The best part, you can try all this out completely risk-free. Since if you don't rank up while actively using SkillCapped, you get your money back, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below right now to get the rank you've always dreamed of. Kicking things off up in the top lane, our first solo carry selection of the patch is going to be Aatrox. Aatrox has been a really strong top lane champ for a while now, but has become even more versatile due to his recent changes. Riot made bruiser builds much stronger on Aatrox, which in turn allows the champ to adapt to each game extremely well. Before the changes, it was just lethality that was viable on the champ, but with both lethality and bruiser now as equally powerful options, Aatrox is in an amazing spot. The bruiser build is going to work best in games where the enemy comp is more tanky and it consists of an Eclipse Rush into Sundered Sky second and Sterix Gage third. Lethality build is also going to feature Eclipse as the rush item, but Profane Hydra and Serilda's Grudge are what follow. This lethality setup is going to work best in games where the enemy comp is majority squishy champions. Ranged top laners with mobility are who Aatrox is going to struggle most against, so banning out Aurora or Vayne is good value. The optimal rune setup for Aatrox consists of Conqueror with Triumph, Haste, and Last Stand, while Second Wind and Revitalize are for secondaries. For yet another patch cracking the top 3 for top lane is going to be Volibear. Volley is just such a great solo queue champion right now because his core build is extremely powerful and the champ is super easy to pick up. You spike really early on with the core build consisting of Rod of Ages and Navori Quickblades, as both items are very cheap relative to other fighter items. From then on out, you transition into tankier items, so the consistent damage output and durability makes the setup incredibly well-rounded. Of course, the big reason to why this build even works in the first place is because of how well it synergizes with the rune Jack of All Trades. Jack of All Trades gives you 25 adaptive damage if you have 10 unique stats from all your items, and the build provides exactly that. Jax is going to be who you should prioritize banning out when picking Volley, as Jax E does a really good job at shutting down Volibear's kit. And rounding out the solo carries for top lane this patch is going to be Sett. Sett has been on the solo carry list for a while, and as much as we would like to shake up the list, there's really no better top laner for Diamond and below right now. We wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of patches Sett does end up getting hit with a nerf, so take advantage of him while you can. Sett can do a little bit of everything, which makes him a phenomenal solo queue champ. Split push power is great, as you've got the tower taking ability with Hullbreaker and Sett's Q. Sett W also makes it so that his 1v2 power is incredibly strong when ahead, as it's really not that difficult to win outnumbered fights due to the champ's kit. On the other hand, team fight impact can be just as good, as isolating that fed carry with your R can single-handedly sway the outcome of games. Ranged tops are who can be most annoying to lane into and most difficult to snowball off of, so banning out Aurora or Vayne is good value. The core build that works best for Sett consists of a Stridebreaker Rush into Hullbreaker second and Overlord's Bloodmail third. The best rune page revolves around Conqueror with Triumph, Alacrity, and Last Stand, while Second Wind and Overgrowth are for secondaries. There are very few changes to the jungle for 14.15, so one champ who's going to continue to be a very powerful solo carry is Lilia. Lilia was nerfed in 14.14, but the changes turned out quite light, so she's still in that higher percentile of solo queue junglers. What makes Lilia so great for solo queue is her ability to find catches with E, while also possessing some of the best teamfight impact due to her R. This solo playmaking potential allows you to take control of games and snowball really hard off of early game advantages. All the AoE damage coming out of Lilia's W and Q is also perfect for solo queue, as her clear is very simple to execute and she can take void grubs with ease. Champs who can just one-shot Lilia and not allow her to use her strong kiting strength are who you want to avoid, so banning out Kha'Zix is a good idea right now. The core build for Lilia consists of a Blackfire Torch Rush into Liandry's second and Zanya's third. Conqueror is the keystone rune with Triumph, Haste, and Last Stand, followed by Free Boots and Cosmic Insight for secondaries. One of the best junglers from 14.14 who's going to get even better for this patch is Kha'Zix. Buffs to Dark Harvest aren't anything crazy, but they will give Ka a marginal boost in power, as the rune is his best keystone option right now. Shyvana nerf for this patch is also great for Kha'Zix, as she was one of the few matchups that Ka had a negative win rate against in recent patches. Matchup wise for Ka, there really isn't a must-ban jungler in the current meta, so just banning out a highly contested ADC who can be difficult to isolate in a fight like Kai'Sa is good value. The meta build for Ka has him running Ghostblade with Opportunity and Edge of Night. Lots of snowball power coming out of this build, as the Ghostblade spike is really big to amplify catch power and help you isolate those squishy targets. Rune page that has been performing the best as of recent is Dark Harvest with Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, and Treasure Hunter, followed by Free Boots and Cosmic Insight for secondaries. And to round out the top 3 for jungle, the best fighter jungler that you can play for 14.15 is Nocturne. Playing a jungler like Noc, who can heavily sway the outcome of bot lane, gives you a really great shot at winning every single game. With bot lane being as strong as it is in Season 14, and with a lot of melee engaged supports in meta, ganking for them at level 6 can snowball extremely hard. One good R with Nocturne down bot can not only lead to a few kills, but it then leads to a tower, a dragon, full control of the map, and so on. Banning out a support who can shut down your level 6 gank power is a good idea, so Janna or Lulu are 2 good options. For the build on Nocturne, it's going to be a Stridebreaker Rush into Hexplate 2nd and Black Cleaver 3rd. Conqueror is the optimal Keystone rune, followed by Triumph, Alacrity, and Last Stand. Roll with Eyeball Collection and Ultimate Hunter for secondaries. One of the best solo queue assassins that you can play in the mid lane for 14.15 is LeBlanc. LeBlanc has been reaping the benefits of recent indirect changes, as Electrocute buffed a few patches back has amplified her bully strength in lane. It's so easy for LeBlanc to proc Electrocute off cooldown, so the fact the damage and cooldown of the rune was buffed early on, it's been huge. If you can play a good LeBlanc, there's really nobody better when it comes down to snowballing the early game. Burst power is great, gank assist is amazing, and the skirmish is also top tier. One matchup you're going to want to avoid when picking LeBlanc is Vex, as Vex's fear limits your ability to play as aggressive as you'd like. The standard core build for LeBlanc consists of a Luden's Rush into Shadowflame 2nd and Rabadon's 3rd. It's going to be the domination tree for primary runes, with Electrocute as the keystone. However, there is actually a new secondary setup that is gaining in popularity and winning a lot more in high elo. Instead of taking sorcery for secondaries, many high elo LeBlanc players are now running precision and are grabbing Absorb Life with Cutdown. Cutdown gives you that added boost in damage when enemies are above 50% health, so your initial burst in lane is stronger, while Absorb Life keeps you topped up on health so that you can continue exerting dominance in lane. The best mage that you can play for solo queue who's got even better due to recent changes is Lux. With the release of Aurora last patch, Lux is one of the best champions that you can play into her. Aurora being a relatively shorter range champion means that Lux wins the range battle, and as long as you space well, it's very hard for Aurora to get much done. Just in general, Lux being this longer ranged catch champion gives her a lot of solo carry strength. The champ is almost like a ranged assassin with how much burst she can deal from a distance. In the mid game, you almost want to have that assassin mindset with Lux, as playing in the fog of war and looking for catch plays on squishy targets is how you're going to pick up a lot of your kills. Champs with high mobility and strong burst potential are who Lux runs into most issues against, so banning out Fizz or Aurelia is good value. The optimal core build for Lux consists of a Luden's Rush into Horizon Focus 2nd and Rabadon's 3rd. For the rune page, it's First Strike with Free Boots, Triple Tonic, and Cosmic Insight, while Presence of Mind and Cutdown are for secondaries. And for the 3rd solo carry mid laner of the patch, you just really can't go wrong with Vex right now. With the way the mid lane meta is aligned, Vex has so much value. LeBlanc being the most played mid, combined with Yasuo and Yone being up there as well, is amazing for Vex, as she nullifies so much of their carry power. Vex's kit in general is just so great for solo queue because she can one-shot waves to immediately clear out side lanes, and then play for flank opportunities with the long-range catch from R. You always want to be trying to get into fog of war pockets with Vex, as lining up your R on an enemy that does not see you makes it way easier to hit the spell. Long range is what's going to shut down Vex the hardest, so using your ban on a champ like Syndra or Lux is good value. Core build for Vex is a Luden's Rush into Shadowflame 2nd and Zanya's or Rabadon's 3rd. Run Electrocute for the Keystone rune with Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, and Ultimate Hunter, followed by Mana Flow and Transcendence for secondaries. Nerfs to Kraken Slayer and Static Shiv are going to have an impact on the ADC meta for 14.15, and jumping up into the top 3 for this patch is Draven. These ADCs who run alternative rush options are going to become indirectly stronger, and Draven being a Bloodthirster user will be on the rise. Draven's Bloodthirster with Infinity Edge 2-item core is such a massive spike, as you've got 160 AD in total from both items. The Bloodthirster rush in general is just so strong right now when you also consider the fact that Barrier is in meta as the best secondary summoner spell. If Draven gets ahead in lane, you have to not only chew through his BT shield, but all the lifesteal and the barrier shield as well in order to take him down. This just allows Draven to play super aggro with the lead and really snowball advantages. Banning out champs that are looking to dive onto you in fights is always a good idea when picking Draven, and Aurora is a good option with how much she's being played. The best rune page for Draven revolves around Press the Attack with Presence of Mind, Alacrity, and Cutdown, while Eyeball Collection and Treasure Hunter are for secondaries. Another Bloodthirster user who's going to become indirectly stronger for this patch is Misfortune. Misfortune has been finding a lot more success in solo queue as of recent due to her buffs and also her new meta build. These heavy AD builds just make MF even easier than she already is, as you deal a ton of upfront damage and don't need any sort of immaculate micro knowledge to play her. This build we're referring to consists of a Bloodthirster rush into Essence Reaver 2nd and Infinity Edge 3rd. Banning out a meta dive champ is always a good idea when picking Misfortune, and with Zed just buffed last patch, he's one of the better options. The rune page that you should be taking with Misfortune consists of Press the Attack with Presence of Mind, Alacrity, and Cutdown. Optimal secondaries are Free Boots and Biscuits. Another ADC who avoids any indirect nerfs for this patch, and one of the most underrated ADCs in general right now, is Twitch. Twitch has been one of the highest win rate ADCs over the past few patches, but has just been overshadowed by Jinx and Kai'Sa. With Jinx and Kai'Sa both becoming weaker for this patch, there's more incentive to pick up Twitch. Twitch actually has a lot more agency over games compared to many other ADCs due to his stealth from Q. You don't have to wait for your team to engage when playing Twitch, as using Q to stealth and picking off squishies as they farm waves allows you to control the outcome of games much better. Twitch runs a very unique core build that we don't see on many other ADCs, as it's a Blade of the Ruin King rush into Hurricane 2nd and Infinity Edge 3rd. It's going to be those dive champs that Twitch would like to avoid playing into, so banning out Zed is a good idea right now. The rune page that you should prioritize is Press the Attack with Triumph, Alacrity, and Coup de Grace, while Sudden Impact and Treasure Hunter are for secondaries. One support who has shot up in priority over the past patch and making an appearance in the top 3 for the first time this season is Seraphine. There's a new setup in specific that is leading to absolutely crazy results on Seraphine right now, which is the reason for her rise. Although Dreammaker and Realm Spike are still the more popular support item upgrades for Seraphine, Solstice Slay's play rate has doubled over the past patch, and it's winning more than any other item upgrade. The entire build is just all about amplifying healing as much as possible, as you get a heal from Solstice Slay along with Echoes of Helia and Moonstone Renewer. So you're providing your team with a crazy amount of healing in fights while also possessing that strong catch power from R, which makes Seraphine a very well-rounded support carry. Seraphine doesn't like playing against champs with strong catch power, so banning out Blitz or Pyke is good value. Now, it's not just the build that has been evolving as of recent, as more Seraphine players are opting for Guardian as the keystone rune instead of Aerie. Guardian is just a much harder counter to the melee engaged supports that we are seeing in meta, as the shield is bigger than that of Aerie. When against ranged supports, the value of Guardian is weaker since it's easier for ranged champs to proc the shield, but against melee supports, it's way better value as they can really only proc it when they're trying to all in. With Leona now nerfed for 14.15, the best melee support that you can play for solo queue is Poppy. Poppy brings this very proactive style of play that works really well when you're looking to carry from support in solo queue. You rush Swiftness Boots and then build into Dead Man's Plate as your first core item, and once you've got those, the movement speed is incredible. You're zooming around the map, able to get from point A to point B incredibly quick, and it allows for Poppy to get a lot done in a shorter span of time compared to most other supports. The synergy that Poppy has with the meta ADCs is amazing as well, as a stun from her E gives champs like Kai'Sa, Jinx, and Jhin the ability to follow up super easily and secure massively winning trades. It's really just those peel supports who can be more difficult to snowball off of when playing Poppy, so banning out Janna is a good idea. Core build for Poppy consists of Dead Man's Plate with Warmogs, while Blood Song is the item upgrade. Best keystone rune is Hail of Blades with Sudden Impact, Zombie Ward, and Relentless Hunter. Grab Hex Flash and Cosmic Insight for secondaries. When it comes down to that pure carry from the support role right now, there is nobody better than Pyke. You can solo win games if you're a good Pyke player due to the amount of catch power and damage that the champion has. Similar to Poppy, the roam strength of Pyke is super good due to his W, and you grab Symbiotic Souls for your boots so that you're motoring around the map even faster. One champion that is worth a ban right now if you intend on picking Pyke is Leona, as she's being picked a ton and her lockdown makes it difficult for Pyke to initiate fights. The build you should be running on Pyke consists of Umbral Glaive with Edge of Night, while Celestial Opposition is the item upgrade. Edge of Night in combination with Celestial Opposition gives Pyke a really nice amount of durability, while you're not really giving up much in the damage department. Grab Hail of Blades for the keystone rune with Cheap Shot, Zombie Ward, and Ultimate Hunter, while Bone Plating and Unflinching are for secondaries. Alright guys, one last thing, our rank up guarantee is insane. It's like signing up for the gym and getting a refund if you don't get ripped. That's how confident we are in SkillCapped. We obsess over making the best guides with top players, rigorous testing, and top tier video editing to make your climb easy. If you're ready to level up, visit SkillCapped.com and see the difference. So that's going to round everything out for our latest update on the best solo carries. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you back soon.